All right, so I'm hearing if it's a fight you want, you got to fight. You have no issues with that. Um, Somebody is challenging you to a duel of sorts. And yeah, you've been trained in all areas of combat, so it's not a big deal. Okay, we got this. Let's see what's coming. I'm seeing this profile here and this as well. Okay. I feel like this profile has to do with your identification. Um, this could be a work ID or something. I may be talking to a veteran, a soldier, somebody who was trained. I feel like this card is important. Um, yeah, so I feel like this is somebody who understands that you can fight from any side and the war must go on. Like maybe somebody was on a debate team and they knew how to look at different arguments and see where other people are coming from. Gosh, this is some powerful energy. Okay, we have the Death card, the Magician, Ten of Pentacles, Six of Swords, Tower, Ten of Wands. Whenever I see the Death card and the Tower card coming out at the same time, it's a lot of energy here. The Devil card, Ten of Pentacles, the Magician card, Seven of Swords. Somebody is running away from you. I feel like whatever happened, whatever they tried to do to you didn't work, and now they're afraid. But at this point, it's like, no, we're going to fight. So I feel like you're actually chasing some people down right now. But mentally, it's a hunt. It turned into a hunt. And this actually may be some demons, some demonic entities. I feel like they made a mistake. Yeah, that's what happened. So basically, these were people that you looked up to and you admired, and you were trying to see what area needed help in. Like, where do you need my help? Basically, like there, and they rejected you, and so you went on being rejected. And somehow it turns into a war. So now that you have Three of Pentacles in reverse, this is Maurice. This is someone who fought in the army and he ended up denying he was told to do something and he decided not to. He rejected the instructions. And so him and the entire army was crucified or sentenced to death, and he worked in the Roman army or something like that. So I feel like whoever it is that you were admiring, they were soldiers and they fought for some team, or they were on some side. They had some organized system of thought, and you said, look, I already passed all the tests. Here's all here's all my paperwork. Here's all this, that, and the other. Where do you need me? Like almost like you're applying for a job, and they turned their noses up at you. They said you weren't good enough. And so now that you work for Christ, you joined the army that cannot be defeated. So whoever it was that turned you down is now working for the devil. They've just been promoted to the losing team, and there's nothing they can do about it. They denied Christ within, and there's a lot going on with that. Christ warned his followers that now that you accept me, anybody who rejects you rejects me. Is the same consequences of turning away from God. And this is nothing to brag about. Is that you have the Magician card, you have the Tower and the Death card, Devil card. It's a lot of power here, and you're benefiting from it. You may even be filing a lawsuit for discrimination or something like that. Whatever it is that happened to you, you're benefiting from it. Maybe even the fact that it strengthened your faith. Whatever power that you gain from this is spiritual. And it's something they can't take away from you. In the real world, this spirituality is the real world. Four of Cups. I feel you being so emotionally stable right now. You got the Joker card, Six of Pentacles, King of Swords, Page of Swords. Yeah, I feel like your thoughts right now. You may have started over as a newbie, as a freshman, but you have graduated into a higher level of thinking, a higher school of thought. And now you understand. I may be talking to a psychic or someone who's learning how to read people's energy and read emotions. And maybe you started off reading, I don't want to use the word idiots, but maybe you started off reading were very immature and juvenile. And it's like you understand what's happening, you understand what they're thinking. And it's just like, well, where does it go? And right, it's not really an argument here. But you having patience with these people, whoever it was that rejected you, having patience, staying strong, staying committed to your calling. You think above these people. Now you can't see eye to eye. You might have looked up to them at some point, but now you can't see eye to eye because they are so far beneath you. They're still arguing over the same stuff, getting tangled up in your feet, and they can't reach you. From the fullness of his grace, we have all received one blessing after another. I feel like this is coming from the people who come before you. So you might have thought that this particular group was your calling, but your calling is this journey that you're going on where you are being rejected from one group after the next because they're intimidated by you. They're intimidated, so they don't want you around to make them look bad. But they obviously don't realize that nobody can make these people look bad. Nobody can make these people look bad. So the people that's actually before you, the ones that were rejected before you and continue to be rejected before you, they're getting smarter as well. And okay, so I'm hearing these people go out and they follow Christ and they do so much more for the kingdom than this group of people could have ever done. And they're being blessed. You're being blessed. I'm not saying exactly what they're doing. Do not be afraid, for I have ransomed you. I have called you by name. You are mine. I feel like it's not something that you can really predict what they're doing. These could be survivors. People who are evolving as human beings. So if you don't have access to resources, you have to learn how to do things on your own. And I feel like you get stronger. Like you are physically stronger as a human being. Even if it's somebody who walks a lot, your legs, your hand-eye coordination is so much stronger than somebody in a wheelchair. And that's just a fact. I mean, people in wheelchairs that do athletics is obviously not the ones I'm talking about. I'm talking about people who lose their muscle mass, the vegans. And I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the 7 angels, go your ways and pour out of the vials the wrath of God upon the earth. So obviously some people get offended. But whenever I see this card, I'm looking at a quadriplegic, somebody who doesn't have the equipment that is required to do normal tasks. You can't cover everybody, especially when you're talking about the spiritual world. You cannot include everybody. That's not how this works. And if you're offended, then just go ahead and be offended. That's not my problem. Having the glory of God and her light was a stone, most precious, even like a jasper stone, clear as crystal. Yeah. I just feel like whatever you're doing, whatever you're working towards, is going to be really clear and obvious that you no longer care what these people have to say about you. You're no longer standing in line and waiting for a handout.